A judge ruled today there is probable cause to charge Michael Armstrong with second-degree murder in the death of Linda Johnson, who he allegedly killed last month outside the Kapolei police substation.
Armstrong will be arraigned on March 21st. KITV4's Jeremy Lee spoke to Armstrong's parents and joined us now live. And Jeremy, Armstrong's mother spoke out for the first time.
That's right, Mika and Rick, Armstrong's parents and caseworker David Fong, who worked with Linda Johnson, have spoken out and with each other about a common purpose, how to prevent this from ever happening again. With Michael Armstrong's documented history of mental illness, his parents say he shouldn't have been released in Kapolei. They're also asking for transparency as to how a series of missteps ended with Armstrong released just as Johnson was displaced, houseless, on the streets of Kapolei a day and a half before.
What happened? They kept him for one day. Did they do that mental evaluation on him? You don't know. We're still trying to get answers.
Nicolette Armstrong is referring to an MH1, a procedure in which police can hold a detainee for an emergency psych evaluation. HPD has refused to detail or comment on their protocols or if they were followed leading up to the night of February 15th, when they released Michael Armstrong to the streets in Kapolei after the prosecuting attorney's office didn't file charges.
My son, he hit a cop. He should have been in jail until they figure out how to charge him. But no, they released him to where? To
being homeless.
To who did they release him to?
Tony Armstrong says the case should be raising alarm bells. He has contacted institutions and elected officials alike.
And I can't even remember everyone else who I may have already tried to contact. And it's been nearly 3 weeks, and I've not had a response from anyone.
That's left the Armstrongs trying to pick up the pieces as to what happened. They went to the halfway house in Mililani to pick up Armstrong's belongings, where he had stayed only 6 nights.
I asked the lady later on, I said, had he been late for curfew before? She said no, because apparently on the 14th he had come back late from curfew. Curfew is 6 o'clock. He came back late, he got into a fight. Okay, so they followed the procedure. They called the police because he hit a staff. But there were their proper protocols. Once the police came involved, once he hit the police knocked him out. What happened after that?
And why wasn't Armstrong flagged in the system with his history of court-ordered mental health treatment? Nicolette Armstrong says she called HPD the night of February 15th looking for her son, not knowing what had already happened.
7:32. I called back at 7:35. The officer told me, I'm not going to you. He's upstairs. You know why? Because it already had happened. He had already killed Linda.
The Armstrongs say they have one goal in speaking out.
We need to help them more. We need to get a better system in place so that when they do act up, who do we call? What is the proper protocol?
Tony Armstrong added all the work that has been dedicated toward his son's mental health since the age of 19, whether it came from judges, the courts, doctors, the health and treatment teams, it was all undone that night, he says. HPD cannot comment on specifics to a case, but over 2 weeks, I reached out to HPD asking, what are the MH1 protocols? When is mental history looked at or a decision made for a psych evaluation? Still no answer. Reporting live, Jeremy Lee, KITV4 Island News Tonight.